Good
Good
morning.
morning. How are you today?
I am very well. It's for the people that have missed us. It's been 2 weeks since we were live here.
Yes, and we've certainly not been sitting around. We've been pretty busy, been doing a whole lot of things. And so, yes, we've had a trip to Namibia and this basically both sides of the Orange River on the northern bank in Namibia and on the southern bank in South Africa, filming
Yeah.
the harvest on behalf of EXA Exports. We'll be putting together the video productions, but we've had an incredible journey to southern Namibia on behalf of EXA and seen a lot of things along the way.
Yes, it was very cool. So, just a bit of a recap. The week before, we were at the 10 ITGS, which we did a couple of live streams from there. If you can find it on all our channels, if you want to go look at that again. Then the week after that,
International Table Grape Symposium.
Yes, and then the week after that, we went up to the Northern Cape, like you just said. And then last week, you were away for a couple of days. I caught up on some things in the office. So, yeah, it's not that we've been sitting still or that we've disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yes, so when you don't see us, we're not necessarily lying on the beach. We're actually out there on assignment. So that's what we've been doing quite a bit of this. But our trip to Namibia, it happened at the same time as some quite exciting news for table grape growers in the southern Namibia. And here is an article in Eurofruit. I think, Devalt, you could probably put it up there, where it says, Walvis Bay in Namibia plays key role in early Southern African grape exports. And that was published on the 5th of December. Logistics company Go Global finds new solutions for South African and Namibian grape growers as problems in Cape Town continue. So one of the big issues that we've also discussed and that I think everybody in the fresh produce sector knows is the Port of Cape Town has really been battling with backlogs, inefficiencies, problems with infrastructure, and it's creating a massive and very expensive bottleneck. This is an alternative solution for exports from particularly from Namibia, which until recently have all been trucked down to Cape Town for export. And now this is an experiment. It says here, an early season experiment by South African logistics operator Go Global in association with shipping line MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company, to ship Namibian and South African grapes through the port of Walvis Bay in Namibia has been a success. Around 70 containers have been loaded in the port and are due to arrive in the UK and Europe next week. So basically, they will have arrived now. Yeah, they will probably have arrived by now. So it says Mediterranean Shipping Company has agreed to include Walvis Bay on their schedule to replace Cape Town, says Delena Engelbrecht, CEO of Go Global. With their call at the port of Nguru along the South African eastern coast, it allows us 2 opportunities to load on a weekly basis. The first loading at Walvis Bay went extremely well and there were no delays. So we've also subsequently spoken to a couple of people, and this is a very exciting development because the Namibian government has been very supportive of this. Mediterranean Shipping Company, there's a huge expansion in the port of Walvis Bay. I was there recently in November, and I had the opportunity to see that Walvis Bay port I didn't enter the port, but you could even see from outside that it has expanded quite considerably.
And they're installing a massive amount of new plug points and everything up there.
Yes. So this is exciting. And while Namibian, in the Azangir area, we heard from growers that currently the operation through Walvis Bay is more expensive than getting grapes to Cape Town for the shipment at the moment. Bear in mind, this is an experiment. They are cautiously excited about this, because getting your fruit to the market, whether it's more expensive, at least you're getting it there. So it's one of those things where, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. Yeah. But the experience seems to have gone off extremely well.
Well, there was a figure mentioned of 17,000 Rand more expensive to go through Walvis Bay than to go through Cape Town. But in the grand scheme of things, to spend 17,000 Rand more per shipment versus the possibility of losing the whole container because it's not being loaded, or arriving on the other side with rotten fruit inside, it's a you would spend more money on doing that, I would say.
Indeed. And the point is, if you're shipping to Europe and you're loading in Walvis Bay, you are, I don't know how many days cruising it is from Cape Town to Walvis Bay, but you are also just that much closer to the market. So
Yes.
it will make some difference in the time frame that it'll take for you to get your grapes to the market. So
Look,
this is an exciting development, and we'll have to watch the space.
If you look on the map, it is further to go to Walvis Bay from either Arzenkeer or the Northern Cape than what it is to go down to Cape Town. There's a just on Google Map, it says in the article here 1,600 kilometers. It's a little bit less. I'll put it on the map here.
Good old Google Maps. It's amazing how it can help one.
And again, if we say something that's not correct, please correct us. So that's the main route from Arzenkeer. Go up on the main highway through Windhoek, Okanja, Sakos, Swakopmund, Walvis Bay. And that is 1,152 kilometers according to Google Maps. If you've got to go from, let's just do this. Let's just say Kakamas. And I wouldn't go through. That is the Onsiep. That's Onsiep Cons border post. So I would
go Arnhemsvlei.
Yeah, go Arnhemsvlei. That's 1,300 kilometers. And what we experience now on the border post is that there could be some issues with your trucks going through, fines being paid for stupid stuff. Like we were standing in line, and a truck driver said that a friend of his came through the morning with 5 packets of cigarettes, and they wanted to lock the poor guy up. So there's all that you've got to keep into contention as well. And then they might find something that they, on that particular day, don't like, and then they issue a fine. So then I'm pretty sure the trucking companies will just pass that cost onto the client.
Yes, and when we were standing in the line at the border, there was a big altercation happening with a truck driver about a fine that was being imposed. If you remember, there was that we saw that in action. So it's one of those things. It could be
that was on the South African side.
At least this is providing an alternative. Each of these will have its challenges, but it's pretty incredible. And from what we've heard from other people is that the Namibian government has been making a lot of effort to try and assist this and showcasing this new operation. And it's certainly exciting to know that there's going to be an alternative exit for these early grapes. So there you go.
Yeah, I just want to see what the distance is from Kakamas to Cape Town Harbour.
It's about 800. I would hazard a guess.
It doesn't give me the. I'll just use Cape Town because it's pretty close. Okay, so there is 2 routes. Currently 750 and 800, and so it's under 900 kilometers. But then the truck might be, or the container might be standing for 10 odd days plus at the thing. So while we're on that subject, this morning, last week, I subscribed to the CGA Citrus Logistics and Shipping channel on WhatsApp, courtesy of Mitchell Brook. The news that came in now while we were live is Cape Town container berthing outlook for 18 December 2023. This morning, shipping lines outlining cranes moves average of less than 10 GCH. I'm not sure what that is. Slow vessel operation. Wind forecast could see vessels being delayed this week. there.
Well, yeah, same
Just
every different day. Even though there has been news that they've received several additional cranes, yeah, Cape Town is beset with problems. So
yeah,
this is an exciting new opportunity.
even though the whatchamacallit, the WhatsApp channel is from CGA, it's very good for all growers to just go on there because they are very up to date. Well, there's just another okay, it's just the same one that came in, but it will be good for people just to sign up to their channel because they will get live updates as CGA puts them out.
Yes, okay. So I think that is exciting news, especially for growers in Namibia, who then they don't need to cross borders or anything like that, and that has always been part of their issue. So let's watch the space. It's something exciting for 2024, and let's see how things develop.
Yes. Then just something that was published this morning in say 14 December. What's today? It's 18 December. So it was published end of last week in the Daily Mail UK. Now, it's something random, but it popped up onto my feed on LinkedIn. So let's just quickly show this. Okay. And again, I think this is clickbait title. Almost all, in capital, all peaches, grapes and strawberries sold in the UK contain a cocktail of pesticides, as research singled out dirty dozen fruit and veg. Analyses found a total of 122 different pesticides residues across all fruit tested. Apples containing multiple residues rose from 44% in 2018 to 72% in 2022. Okay. Peaches and nectarines are the highest, then grapes, strawberries, cherries, spinach, apples, Brussels sprouts, cucumbers, so the list goes on. Virtually every peach, grape, and strawberry sold in Britain contains a cocktail of pesticides. Analysis suggests the data singles out a dirty dozen of the 12 most polluted fruit and vegetables found in our shopping trolleys. 85% of all peach and nectarine samples tested in 2022 had residues of at least 2 different pesticides. Okay, let's just stop it there for a second. Okay. Under a decades-old testing program, the government checks around 3,000 kilograms of grocery samples each year for traces of chemicals. Campaign group Pesticide Action Network UK, PAN UK, then analyzes the annual report. Before 2022, the percentage of all fruit tested contained multiple pesticide residues and never exceeded 32.5%, but last year it jumped to 39%. Equally, the total percentage of fruit and vegetables containing multiple pesticide residues had never exceeded 48%, but in 2022 it rose to 53%. Okay, so just from our side, I think this is causing hype. The same people that's bitching about this is the same people who's bitching about not having any marks on your fruit on the shelves.
Okay, well let's look at this. Unfortunately, freedom of speech is there, and people can say what they like, and there's the truth, the whole truth, and there's nothing but the truth. So, which of these are
and the actual truth?
Yes, I would take this with a pinch of salt. That's not a pesticide, and I would look. The UK supermarkets importing fruit from anywhere else in the world are very, very sticky about the maximum residue level of any fruit that they import. And South Africa tests those before we send stuff out. That has to be
even before a block is harvested, it gets tested.
Yes. So the point is that every fruit, every vegetable, every kind of fresh produce that is produced, you are going to have to spray some kind of crop protective stuff. Otherwise, you will not be harvesting the birds, the worms, or the pests and bacteria and fungi will eat your crop. You will not be able to harvest it. It's just how it is. So crop protection is a given. However, crop protections have become very well documented and very extremely well regulated and enforced. And we recently did an interview with somebody who was telling us about how much less active ingredients are used in these things compared to decades ago. So this is clickbait. This is telling half the story, but not the whole story. And unfortunately, this kind of thing going out in the news can only confuse and alarm consumers.
And that is what's going to happen. This thing is going to have, look, there's 92 comments on this, 67 shares. Now, let's take, for instance, if one of those shares has got an audience following of 200,000, you've got a potential 200,000 eyes seeing this that has got nothing to do with, or that's got no idea of how it works. But just like I always say, if you want to gauge the average IQ of the average person on the street, just read the comments on these things. So let's just quickly have a look at that. Oh, well, it's back to pie and chips with good old hydrogenated vegetable oil.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but dear Lord.
All veg with high water content and those you cannot peel has the most chemicals in them. Organic is better, but only just and very costly. And then there's a comment here, Appeal. That Appeal is a company that developed a coating for fruit and veg to keep it fresher for longer. There's a favorite comment of mine. And then the vegans say meat are bad for you. Give me a steak anytime. Give that man a bell.
Yes. So what can we say? It's when you put stuff out like this does the fresh produce sector no good. And the point is, the gatekeepers to pesticides on fruit and vegetables, the gatekeepers are very thorough, and this is the kind of article that creates a lot of dissent. So, but it's also interesting to see what's being put out there.
But you can just have a look at where the people are from. There's United Kingdom, there's United States, Vladivostok, Germany, United Kingdom, Georgia, South Georgia. So this is not just the UK people reading this and commenting, and this is worldwide.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, it's nice to be back in the studio and being able to have the opportunity to have a chat and go live again after a very busy time. We had an incredible trip to Namibia. Visually, it was awesome to see massive date plantations and vineyards and blueberry orchards and citrus orchards in the desert, in the not semi-desert, not scrubland, in the desert where there are dunes and sand dunes and where the circumstances are harsh desert conditions. So beautiful to see the contrast between the river and the greenery and the desert. So we'll be sharing some of that footage and photos in time to come. And yes, the countdown is there to Christmas, but we will be live in the next couple of days, for the next couple of days as well.
Yep. Here we go.
Have a good week. Chat again.
Righto. Bye-bye.
Bye.